Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by, thank you for tuning in. Truly happy you are here. It is now 1:55, 1:56, oh 1:57, I don't have my glasses on, a.m. So that makes it 7:11. Okay, so today should be a very interesting day. It's an interesting number. This whole month of November, I would bet my bottom dollar and say it's going to be an interesting month with all the ones, okay? Um, I just want to share a few things. I don't know where I'm going to start. Maybe I should start with finding some fives because five is like the magic number here. And it seems to be surfacing a lot as it pertains to Eddie Murphy. Okay, so I'm going to go over some notes that I have on my desk and we'll see where it leads to because you know it's recording. That means the channel is on. Okay, I have Gwen Stefani on the playlist here. Hopefully it's not coming out too loudly. I do not want to get a strike from YouTube. Okay, so I Used to Love You. It's been a song I have been channeling for weeks now. I don't mind. I love Gwen and I love the song. The song is meaningful. The song seems to be describing a situation of finally coming to terms. Finally come to terms with something. Bygones be bygones. Okay, I have to let go of resentment. Let go of anything I am holding on to that's just too heavy to carry. You know, Mahat came out in the last reading, and we know Mahat is the not just the judge, but the weigher of the heart, meaning on her scales, she'll place your heart and then place her feather. And if your heart is heavier than her feather, then to the grave you go, okay? Like you're not fit to proceed in human progression, okay? Because this is just my opinion, by the way. The purpose or one of the purpose objectives of humanity is to continually advance. And if there are going to be members of this, call it celestial body, humanity, you kind of have to keep up, okay? Not saying that there is a fast pace to go at, or if you're a little bit slower than others, you're going to be eliminated from the race. That's not the case. If you are going to impede on the divine plan for the advancement of the planet, then you will be deemed problematic. And in such a case, that problem will have to be addressed and there will be some redress. Okay, so somebody needs to hear that. And I hope I explained it the right way, in a simple way where anyone could comprehend. Okay, this is about advancement. Okay, and to advance, you have to kind of shake off whatever it is that is holding you down, holding you back, holding you from the destiny that is designed, cosmically designed for you as an individual, but also as a collective, as humanity, one body. Okay, there is a purpose here to everything. We may not know. It is one of those mind-boggling existential questions like what are we here for? Okay, but we are here for a reason, and slowly in time, and I think things are picking up actually, so let me remove the word slowly because it seems to be a pickup in speed of things in terms of handling matters accordingly. So if you're going to stand in God's way, which I would encourage you to move out of God's way, out of God's business, if you're not going to be a participant in God's plan, a positive participant in God's plan, then just get out the way because things are going to get a little bit hectic before they could become optimally smooth again. Okay, to fight this war of oppression, There's going to be many casualties. I already know this, and maybe somebody needs to know this as well. But just know that at the end of the day and in the grand scheme of things, God is in control, and this is God's world, okay? The, what did it say? The heaven is his throne and the earth is his footstool, okay? Everything that we see with our eyes, even the things we don't see, is part of the beautiful handiwork of the Most High God. And it is high time that we start giving reverence and honor, respect, glory, and praise unto whom is deserving of it, okay? We have to really confront this narcissism that is taking over the planet, contaminating the minds and souls and hearts of many, okay? And again, it's going against divine plan and order, total rebellion. God does not like that, okay? So we're about to see the beginning of the end for a new beginning again, okay? What song is on now? We have Girl on Fire, okay? Hey, shout out to Alicia Keys, okay? Somebody might be named Alicia. If it's not that Alicia, somebody might have the keys, need the keys, looking for keys, about to get a set of keys. I know something about a brand new car came up in one of the readings. Okay, so somebody might be getting a set of keys to a new vehicle, a new home, a new office, anything that would require a key. Okay, there's a key coming in here. A key could also be information, especially as it pertains to the work that I do. Okay, keys are important. Keys are leads. Keys are facts. Keys are evidence. Keys are truth. Okay, so keys are important here, not just for me, but for somebody else who might be listening. Okay, these messages may be general, oftentimes specific, but even within the specific, some general messages can also come through. So just get yourself cozy and comfortable, put your listening ears on, and be attentive. Listen keenly, just in case there is a message for you. You don't want to miss it. Okay, so let me put my glasses on. Go back to this one. And where my eyes go? Oh, I'll tell you where my eyes went. Walking around the living room, and I noticed a card, and I thought it was my Magic 5 card because it magically disappeared. Okay, so I went to grab it because it was turned over, and then I noticed two more cards with the same backing. So I'm like, oh, this is not the Magic 5 card because I don't have any other. It wouldn't be, there wouldn't be more cards with it because that's the only card I found that day. But 3 cards I came across today because, you know, my Lord likes to play peekaboo, okay? And I knew it was a message because how come they're... I just didn't see them before, okay? The one that got away is on Katy Perry, one of my favorite songs. KP came out as an initial that might be relevant to either a case I'm working on or something I said for somebody out there. KP, okay? But with these cards, none are the 5, okay? But we do have 4, 6, 7. So if the 5 was in there, you see that progression, okay? We see something that is in, what do you call it, chronological order, consecutive order, okay? So there's something about order here. I guess I'm going to need a new sheet for new notes. Something about order here. When I hear consecutive or chronological, I think of 2 things right now. I think of, okay, for instance, as a student, especially post-secondary, so tertiary, so college, university, grad school, you could do multiple courses at the same time and earn more than 1 degree or 2 separate degrees at the same time. So I think about that, somebody who is multitasking, okay? Doing more than one thing in one specific time frame. Okay, I'm going to turn this down. Something tells me music might be coming through. and I don't want issues with YouTube. Okay, so somebody's doing multiple things in a short time frame, okay? I could claim that because that's what I'm doing. To earn something, okay? Then I think about like a prison sentence. You know how a person might have multiple charges, but they could serve a sentence consecutively. I'm thinking about that, okay? So there could be something like that, something about sentencing. Also, with the 5 missing, that tells me 5 is a big deal. Okay? Put 5 on it. With the 50-50 thing that I mentioned in the last video, where I said 2 people may have gone halves, 50-50 on a bad batch or anything. Could have been tickets, concert tickets, or anything. There's an actual saying, which is put 5 on it. Yeah, I'll put 5 on it, which is I'll go half, okay? So 5. Let's put 5 on it right now. I hope somebody, did the exercise that I assigned. But if you didn't do that one, you could definitely do this one. So let's put 5 on it. Okay, so I'll say let's look for 5 things. Let's go through what I have here in my notes. And we'll identify at least 5 things where 5 stands out. We might find more than 5, but we're going to find at least. We're going to find at least 5 things, okay? So I'm just going to make a list from 1 to 5. Okay, we're going to see what the magic 5 reveals. But before I get into that, I'm just writing it down so I know not to miss it. Let's go back to this again. It's all spades. Spades, this could be a gambling game. It's an actual game called spades. It doesn't have to be gambling. It could be for fun as well. So somebody might like to play spades. Or somebody might be calling a spade a spade. So let's call a spade a spade. Sorry for my stuffy nose. I got a little bug here. Let's call a spade a spade. So recognize it for what it is. Be truthful about what it is you perceive, observe. What is there, okay? Be truthful. Be honest. And not just honest and truthful, but forward. So outspoken about it. Okay, be honest, truthful, forthcoming. Yeah, forthcoming. Transparent. What else? Call a spade a spade. Okay. So spades. Let's call a spade, okay? A game, which I said there's some kind of game involved because I've been channeling games. Dominoes, it started there. I think I mentioned something about tennis. I mentioned something about basketball. I mentioned something about baseball when I said first base is persons of interest, second base, suspects, third base, murderers. Okay, so that tells me there's some kind of game involved, or games could be more than one. When I think spade, I also think like weapon. I'm going to say stabbing, but I'll just put weapon. Okay, I'll put stabbing in brackets. You know, when you get shanked. So this might have to do with prison. I know that's something I hear when I hear prison talks, okay? So something might have to do with prison. And on the last card that I brought up in the last video, not last card, but in the last video, I said I had some notes in French, okay? That this is like an itinerary, but I can't really see much. But it has to do with France, arriving in France, but then getting arrested on the first day. So I'm going to put prison down since something about arrest came up. This could be happening in France. This could concern the French, okay? Even in Canada, you know, Montreal, because we are, what do you call it, a bilingual nation. Okay, so this doesn't even have to be in France, even though it says arrested in France. Okay, and the Louvre is in France. Okay, but since I brought up Canada or Montreal, that could be a separate message for somebody. Okay, according to the itinerary, somebody is going to be arrested. Okay, they could get arrested right at the hotel or at the airport or at the museum. Okay, but they're going to get arrested in Paris. So I'm going to put down prison. Um, what else comes to mind with these spades? Air sign comes to mind. So this could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. 15 minutes already, and I feel like I haven't even gotten anywhere. What else? Spades. Kate Spade. She's a designer that is now deceased. So again, brand. We know brand been coming out in some of the messages for those who have been following. If you're new here, I would encourage you to just sit this one out, just listen to kind of see how I operate, okay? How I get to what I get to. So going forward, you'll understand better, okay? So designer, Kate Spade. Not limited to handbags, but we'll put handbags because handbags came out. Hermes bags came out, specifically talking about a turquoise Hermes bag, okay? So handbag might have something to do with something here, or designer bags, or just designer clothing, accessories, anything designer, or an actual designer, okay? Somebody could be named Kate Spade. Katy Perry was just on, okay? And Katie is Catherine. This Katie is also a K. Kate Spade, she's also a K, okay? So K might be relevant. A next thing, Kate Spade, suicide. She took her own life, so that might also be relevant here. Suicid, and I think it was by hanging. And I mentioned in a few videos back that I also sensed, picked up, detected, you know, because I'm clear. I have a lot of clairs: clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairsentient, clairaudient. I'm also precognizant. Like there's some way, in some cases, not all the time, I could know before knowing. Okay, so I'm using a lot of spiritual gifts here. All right, I already said that I felt like somebody might hang themselves. Even one time, I think I was wearing probably not this color, but one of my head wraps, and I'm like, I don't know, it was giving me hanging. Somebody needs a massage. Oh, I could so use a massage. Oh my gosh. Um, yeah, I was talking about somebody hanging themselves, somebody taking their own life. Okay, so this could be an air sign. This could be somebody who has the initial K, KS or KP, since I mentioned Katy Perry, or just a K in their name. This could be somebody who is a brand designer or who loves wearing brand designs, somebody who loves handbags. Okay, um, this person might choose that route because they don't want to go to prison. Okay, because since prison came up, this person may like to visit France or has visited France one or more than one time. Okay, this person might like to play games since I just wrote down games. Okay, so let's call a spade, meaning when this is revealed, when this is disclosed, people are going to be honest and truthful and say, okay, they're not so surprised with the Gwen Stefani song starting the playlist. Some people might say, I used to love this person, but it might take some time to get to that point. So it might be a situation where when this is exposed, some hatred and contempt, since I used the word despicable to describe Eddie in the last video, this, whoever this person is, energy is, might be viewed the same way. But after a certain period of time, people will start to acknowledge and be honest with themselves that I used to love that person. I used to love that person. Okay. So it's prison or suicide here. Let's get back to these cards. So the 5 is missing. So something's missing. Whitney Houston is playing now. She's missing. Your love is my love. So love is missing. Love is missing. And then she talks about Judgment Day. So it's going to be Judgment Day for somebody who did not see the value in love. Judgment for not seeing the value in love. Oh, that sounds so poetic. Let's get into these cards and let's put 5 on it to wrap it up. So 647, and I have it in this order for a reason, because this will be an area code for where I live. Okay, I live in Canada, Ontario, Brampton, Ontario. Okay, you know I ain't really afraid of nobody like that. So this area code is very common for Toronto, 647. Okay, 647, 10, 17. That will be an 8. So something is written again. Okay, somebody wrote something down, or something is written down that's going to be very important. Something is written down for somebody. I'm going to put down in brackets for some reason. Okay, now I'm getting somebody's going to be put down. Ooh. Oh, sorry. Okay, so maybe somebody from Toronto, since we got 647 here. Or maybe somebody might be put down for trying to come to Toronto. Hopefully not to see me. Okay, that would not be a good idea. You know, I don't socialize much, don't have friends, just me and my children and my Lord, all right? And also the angels that come around to assist, and the chosen ones, the spirits that come for assistance, okay? So I don't trouble nobody, and I don't want nobody to trouble me, okay? Don't start none, there won't be none. But if you start some, there's gonna be some, okay? So hopefully nobody's thinking about coming to Toronto, an air sign, because again, this is giving me air sign, the spades. Hopefully they're not thinking about coming to Toronto to stab somebody, stab me, because you'll end up in prison, okay? Or to do some kind of harm to make it look like I hung myself or committed suicide or anybody around me. It won't work, okay? It won't work. 647 is telling me that's an incoming call. Okay, it's an incoming call to Canada, to Toronto. Incoming call to Toronto. So I already made a note, which everything here serves as evidence. I told you I come on for documentation purposes first and foremost. So I think in one of my videos, I said I received some calls from Georgia. It wasn't specific to Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, and then I got a message on WhatsApp, and even in that message, it was written in a way to make me detect the ethnicity of the person sending the message. Okay, and I'm not going to say anything more on that, but you can always go back and watch the video for yourself. So I hope that there's no connection between Georgia calling Toronto, calling me, okay? I hope not. But let's look at each number one by one. I'm being drawn to go with 7 first. Okay, so it doesn't have to be 647 in that order. In that order. I just chose to read it that way because it stood out to me as a area code. So area code might be important here. Paparazzi is playing now by Lady Gaga. I love that song. Baby, you'll be famous, chase you down until you love me. Baby, you'll be famous, chase you down until you love me. Paparazzi, and there's no soups. Know that I'll be paparazzi. Promise I'll be fine. I won't stop until the boy is mine. I won't stop until the boy is mine. So now that's giving me Brandy. Oh, and Monica. Monica is from Georgia. I won't stop until the boy is mine. Baby, there's no other superstar. You know that I'll be your papa. Paparazzi. So something about papa as well. Papa and then boy. So father and son maybe here. But again, it's funny how that line came on. I'm talking about Georgia. Monica's from Georgia. And then Brandy, we're talking about brand deals, okay? Or designer. So brands, Brandy, okay? What was I saying? You could flip it. It could be 467, or 764, 746, 476, so forth, okay? So we see the numbers here at play again. Also, remember, you would have to have been following to know this, but the curriculum had something to do with numbers, colors, 3 words, 3 keywords, at least 3 keywords will always stand out in a message or in the title, okay? And the numbers will also tell a lot. Okay, there's a lot of data to be found in the numbers, but also the numbers is going to give us indication as to who did what to who. Okay, we're going to see some kind of reflection, um, a real solid connection between sacrifices, sacrificer, sacrificee, I guess. Okay, so looking at these numbers, imagining 5 to be in there, it will give me 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a count down or count up. If we want to say 7, 6, 5, 4, count down. Okay, so something is counting, whether it's up or down. So up or down, up or down, the numbers are moving. So this is giving me stock market, stock exchange, up or down, numbers are moving. It could be streams as well. Okay, it could be somebody's bank account balance. Okay, hopefully it's more up and stuck up than down for the goddess regime. Okay, so up or down. So let's go with number 7, lucky 7. So I found 3 cards. Okay, so 3 might be relevant here. Okay, 7. Let's take a look at the 7 card together. So again, these cards were made 2023. Okay. But then I disposed of them. All my cards that I made, also cards that I purchased. And if you go back to the older videos, you'll be able to know exactly what I'm talking about, where I made my own decks, had my own thing going on here. Didn't last long, lasted about 6 weeks. And then I threw everything away. So these surfacing... These surfacing now is mind-blowing. Oh, my tissue. These surfacing now is mind-blowing. So it tells me that it is significant. That I thought I got rid of them, but maybe my spirit guides, my Lord, hid them for such a time as this. Okay, and look, Lord, give me a sign is playing as I say that. Look at my love. Hallelujah. Have you risen yet? Have you risen? Yes, you have. Hallelujah. Because I'm a true believer. And so are you. So is he. Okay, so we got 2 true believers. Here's more numbers. Now we got a 3. Now we got a 2. So this is more like a countdown. And I'm starting at 7. So this is definitely a countdown. Okay, so we got 2 true believers. Which ties into the message that I mentioned. That 2 people are coming together, like Elijah and Elisha. Okay, so this is going to be chariots of fire. Okay. Okay, we'll get back to that. Let's look at the card again together. It looks like it's upside down. So, we have 2 names. Just like the Magic 5 card. Okay, we had 2 names. On one side was Eddie Murphy. just by chance. And then the other side was Chris Rock, okay? And again, if you go back to the original videos, the first couple of videos, you'll see that when these names were written, it had nothing to do with anything. I think I was more trying to tap into a personality or characteristics more so than anything else. Definitely wasn't pointing any fingers at an individual, okay? But it seems like now these cards, selected few, are being and the strongest man carry the whole world like the strongest hand through the trials tribulations. You never let us down, Jesus. You're here with us now, Jesus. Still with us now. I want to feel. Show me how, please. Guide me. Stay right beside me. Devil's trying to find me. Hide me. Hold up. I take that back. Protect me and give me the strength to fight back. So, Lord, give me a sign. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me know what I'm... Oh, I love that song. Where was I? So, Lord is going to give us a sign right now. This song is playing. Life or death, live or die. I would never live a lie. Live or die, I would never live a lie. I'm gonna get me cause I try, and I won't until I die. I'm gonna make it wrong or right, make it through the darkest night. And when the morning comes, you'll see all I had was God and me. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. He is risen. That's what I heard. So we see two names here. I see Jessica Biel and I see Nicolas Cage. I'm going to start with Jessica Biel. First, let me take a look at the card and get reacquainted with it. See what words come out, especially for each spade. So we have 7. So 7.1, we shall call it 7-1. We have faith. Okay. 7-2, trust. 7-3, truth. 7, 4, and 5 contains wisdom, self-mastery, higher self, okay? 7, 6, and 7, 7 is bad advice given by another, okay? What does that say? Long delay, and then stagnation, karma, material discontent. What's that at the top? I don't know, so it's blurred. Can't really see there. Maybe I'll see it better in the rewatch. I want to say powerful, but it's blotted out, so maybe somebody's no longer powerful here. Something is illegible, illegible. But all those words might be relevant. So illegible meaning not clear, so obscured. Okay, what else did I say? Ineligible, so somebody's ineligible for something. Okay, somebody could have the initials JB if this is not actually about Jessica Biel. Somebody's name could be Jessica. Okay, somebody might be having problems with their bills. Okay, because I said Biel, but in my mind I see bills. We have TLC, no scrubs, so that might have to do with Jessica if it's about Jessica. Okay, so she might be having some financial troubles here. We have material discontent, okay, so not finding joy in her material acquisitions, okay. Her husband is JT, which is the flip of my initials. I'm TJ, so JT. So there's a flip there. JT is a flip. He flipped something. Okay. One of the two, either JT or Jessica Biel. Sorry, my nose. Yeah, sorry about that. That was about to be a drip. So I said flip last, and now that rhymes with drip. So flip, drip. Flip, drip, drip, flip. I don't know, for some reason I'm getting kick the bucket. Somebody's really ready to kick the bucket. Um, throw in the towel. So this might be a divorce. Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake might be divorcing, separating. One of them may have gotten some bad advice by somebody. One of them might be choosing to follow their faith, trusting a higher power, their higher self, finding certainty and truth in some kind of spiritual journey here. I know I shouldn't be chewing gum, but I feel for something sweet. Somebody might feel trapped in a marriage, like it's not going anywhere, stagnation. Looking at the 7-7. Some kind of long delay. So maybe somebody's telling somebody that they're going to change and they're waiting to see some kind of improvement or growth, something. And they're just not seeing it. Okay? With the Nicolas Cage, even though I'm not talking about Nicolas Cage, I'm really focusing on Jessica right now for some reason. She might feel like she's in a cage. Like this marriage is like being in a cage. Okay? She doesn't feel powerful. Because that's the only word I can see at the top. Wow. And now it dropped. So maybe they are no longer at the top. One of them is about to drop, or they feel like they dropped off from the top, or dropped in some kind of ranking, dropped in power. They're losing power. One of them, or the two, as a couple, okay? I'm having a hard time picking it up. So this tells me they're having a hard time picking up something, okay? Picking up the pieces, okay? Since the card is a piece, okay? So they're having a hard time picking up the pieces, okay? Everything seems to be falling apart, falling down. Okay, that's what I'm getting. I don't want to spend too much time on this because we have two other cards and we're already 36 minutes in. But don't be surprised if you hear some news that some papers have been filed. Okay, and I really hope that both persons handle it respectfully. You know, I like Jessica. I don't have a problem with Justin either. So I hope that it doesn't lead to a Kate Spade situation. I'm really hoping it doesn't lead to a Kate Spade situation for either party, for anybody. Okay? Because we have judgment for not seeing the value in love. Okay? So maybe one of them, JT maybe, does not see the value in love and they're going to get some kind of judgment for that. Okay? Let's call a spade a spade. Let's be honest. Let's be truthful. Let's be forthcoming. Let's be transparent. Let's be forward. So these might be the things that somebody is expecting from their spouse, but not receiving from their spouse. Okay, one might be a true believer, because that came out here. Okay, and the other is just not in alignment. One or the two could be an air sign. Let me just verify. The song that is on right now is Hard by Rihanna. So one or the two finds this marriage hard, or the together, the fam. I don't know. Something is hard here. What was I gonna look up just now? Okay, Justin Timberlake. Yeah, I think January 31st is Aquarius. And he's 44 years old. You see the double numbers. I can't make this up, guys. Let's look at Jessica Biel. She is Pisces. March 3rd, is that Pisces? Okay, so he's an air sign. I said I think an air sign has to do with this. So I'm going to circle Aquarius. I'm just going to put a little note, JT. Because I'm TJ, the flip, and I'm a Libra, right? So it's like an actual flip here. And then the Libra is the scales. So it's almost like a flip into judgment for not seeing the value in love. Like, flip the script. Kate Spade. Jessica, you're so beautiful. She first found fame at the age of 14 for her role as Mary Camden in Seventh heaven. I didn't even have to click on that to know. Look at this. I got goosebumps. I don't even know if we're gonna get to let's put 5 on it, honestly. Seventh heaven, 14 years old, her first thing. And now my thing is frozen. It's frozen. I can't get out the screen. Frozen. Stuck. Wow, what is going on here? I circled a 3. And then she's born March 3rd, January, February, March. That's another 3. 33. March 3rd. Jessica Biel. Pisces. It's a water sign. I told you we're in water season. But the water's supposed to be... Okay, let me not say that part. I don't even want to say any more about this. Might be some divorce here and one person can't cope and may go out the Kate Spade way. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna put this over here with my other evidence. My phone is frozen. I cannot get off the screen. I can't get off the screen. And this is telling me perhaps she kind of looks like Kate. She kind of looks like Kate Spade. JT might be the one to serve her papers, and she might not be able to take it. But it could be flipped, like I said. And I really hope I'm wrong in this case. But I have to share the messages, okay? But I really hope I'm wrong. I can't get out the fucking screen. And I want to go back to JT to see something else. Okay, I'm back to JT. He's 44. See the numbers again? The 3-3 just came out for her from March 3rd. And 44, his age. 13, 4, 5. This adds up to a 5, his birthday. So let's put 5 on it. Should we put Justin Timberlake? I thought the 5s will come out for Eddie Murphy, but maybe there's 5s everywhere. Years old, that's a 5. And then we add the 7th heaven. 7 and 5 is what, 12? 1 plus 2 is a 3. Back to her 3, March 3rd. Let's move on. Or maybe I should do another video with each card separately. I should just, yeah. I'm not going to go into the 4 and the 6. I'll leave that for another video. But even the 4 and the 6 mean leaving. Somebody's leaving. Because 10, right? 10 is the cycle is over. The cycle must be over for any new cycle to begin. Somebody is leaving. Don't know which one out the 2, but her name is on the card. Her name is on the card, but it could be flipped, right? It could be like a mirror. I got goosebumps again. Can you see it? Because JT has a song called Mirror. My heart is going to faint. I'm going to pull that up. I want to cry right now. JT has a song called Mirror, so this is a reflection. Okay? And look, this video is 8 minutes, 21 seconds. You see the 1, 1, the 11. So we got the 11, we got a 33, we got a 44. I'm sure if I look harder, I could find a 22. We already got the 2 when I mentioned the true believers. So 2 true believers. Okay? But I'm sure if I look through more, I could find another 2 to show you the 1, 1, the 2, 2, the 3, 3, the 4, 4, and the 5, 5. Okay? But this video is already so long. And I want to pull some cards. So I'm going to just leave this list as it is right here. Justin Timberlake is at the top of this list. I don't want to write down Jessica's name, but I don't want to forget that her name did come up on the 7th card. And what are the coincidences? 7th heaven, and her name is on the 7th card. I really wanted to talk more about Shalimar, but there's just so much. But it all adds up. It all adds up. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Somebody in the situation is dubious, though. And honestly, as a woman, I don't think it's Jessica. That's just my honest opinion. I don't think it's Jessica. The dubious one might be the one who wants to file for a divorce. And if Jessica is how I feel her to be, a woman of faith, she'll probably want to stick the marriage out because of how faithful she is. First to her God and to the commandments, okay, to the precepts. I know how devoted one could be. I'm not really at that level of devotion yet, but it's definitely a desire to please the Lord with all of you, with everything, including your marriage. Okay, so I don't know. It's not my place to make value judgments, but I am going to put it out there that if there is something dubious going on that's going to lead to divorce, Justin probably started it. Sorry, Justin, sorry. But I do love the song Mirror. Really love that song. It's a long song, but every second is meaningful. It's beautiful, okay? I wish you both the best, and I don't want any one of you to end up like Kate Spade, okay? Just gonna pull a few cards. Every time I say I don't want the video to be long, it turns out to be long. Somebody's playing games here. I'm just going over the notes again. Something is written down. Judgment for not seeing the value in love. Somebody will be put down. The numbers are moving. Kate Spade, designer, handbag. So somebody might like to buy a person, Kate Spade, or designer, or handbags when they mess up. And a person is saying this doesn't make it better. You know what song is channeling now? It's a song by Tamar Braxton. Empty Boxes. Oh, I'm gonna listen to that. But she's basically saying in the song, like, all I have are empty boxes because these things really don't mean a thing. What I want is love. What I want is you. Okay, not things. So that might be pertinent in this situation that involves Jessica Biel. I see repudiation. Yeah, that has to do with divorce, separation. Okay, I also see somebody's gonna disappear. Like almost like a breeze, I'm hearing, like just disappear. This is so eerie. Somebody's gonna depart. Oh, sweet Lamb of God. Oh, suspended from the air? What? No, no. I'm also hearing this just in. Like breaking news. Timber Lake. Something could be happening at a lake. Something could involve wood. I'm hearing lake house, cabin. So let's go on a vacation. Let's go to the cabin. They might own a cabin, a lake house. Or their house is that kind of build. So farmhouse maybe. Definitely, I was going to say old country road. So country. Very old fashioned country lifestyle, country living. That's what I'm also getting here, just from looking at his name. But this just in. And then news about Timberlake. Oh my God. No, 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 no. Earlier today, after listening to some Tupac, a song came on the playlist that didn't really belong there because I was listening to Tupac. You know how I had the gum? I was chewing and then I spit it out. I'm also hearing somebody feels chewed up, spit out, like you just chew me up, spit me out. So somebody feels used or used up. But that's another note. A song came on out of nowhere because I was listening to Tupac. It was T.I. T.I. is an air sign. Yeah, I think the September side though of Libra. Featuring Justin Timberlake. September 25th, he's 45. Clifford Joseph Harris Jr., who goes by the stage names T.I. and Tip. I think me hearing the song earlier was a tip. The song I'm referring to is called Dead and Gone, and that's a song by T.I. Tip, featuring Justin Timberlake. The old me's dead and gone. I've been traveling down this road too long, just trying to find my way back home. The old me is dead and gone, dead and gone. I love the track, but not in this moment, not with